Welcome to a Geek's Garage. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and assembly of a Pittsburgh 2,000 pound engine stand. I'm going to be pulling the engine out of a 1991 Dodge Stealth really soon here, and I need some place to put it. So I'm going to go ahead and film the unboxing, film the assembly, and then a couple days later hopefully film putting the engine onto the stand itself and maybe give a quick review of it once I'm actually using it. So here we go. Alright, so that ended up being way easier than I thought it would be. You really only need two tools, or one if you've got the right size. This is a 22 millimeter, and then I just got a pair of vice grips to get the other side. But that went together really quick. I'd say probably 15 minutes or less. And seems to be fairly sturdy, but we'll really see when we go ahead and put the engine on it. One thing to note is it does mention that you should put some kind of grease in on the shaft here for when you're spinning it. And it does not come with that grease. So they say to have bicycle chain grease, I think was what it said. So if you're going to put this together and throw an engine right on it, make sure you've got some kind of grease with you to just get it in there and so it doesn't bind up on you. Next half of the video will show me trying to put the engine on there. So the day has come to mount the engine. If you're curious to see how I got here, be sure to check out the link in the upper right hand corner that'll take you to the playlist for me getting the engine out of the car. We're going to go over a couple different things here. One, you'll notice that in the previous section I talked about needing to grease or oil up the shaft that's used to mount the engine. I didn't end up getting the bike chain grease. I ended up just using some white lithium grease that I had in the garage, and it seems to have worked pretty well. The first thing from a usability perspective, you're going to see me kind of moving things around a lot for a minute, just trying to figure out how I can get the engine stand and the engine hoist kind of manipulated into the right spot where I can swing this into place. Didn't want to bother anybody in the house to give me a hand, so while the stand is very stable because it's got the long legs on it, trying to get both the engine hoist and the engine stand kind of swung into the proper position so that I can actually connect this up, it takes a few minutes. So now that the engine's mounted, a few different things to sort of mention. One, the handle that's used to rotate things, it has two rubber handles on the end. The rubber handles don't stand very well, and this will actually come into play in a minute or two here. Be sure to stick around to see what happens. Other than that, this thing's pretty good. I will say, if you are a one-man shop, this may not be the engine stand for you, and we're going to show you why. Pay attention here. What I want to do is just take the engine and I want to rotate it. And the instructions are very clear. They say make sure that you have somebody else helping you when you rotate this thing. I was being stubborn and thought, oh no, I'm sure I can do this on my own. And as you will see, that was not the case. The handle, the rubber handle actually slips, and then that occurs. Luckily I wasn't injured, but it was not fun and did leave a bruise for a little while. So overall, what do I think? It's a good engine stand. It works. It has successfully held up my engine for the last couple of weeks while I've completely disassembled it. And I'm sure it will work just fine for my reassembly. Again, the big thing would be if you are a one-man shop, you may want to invest in a stand that has some type of mechanical assist for the rotation. Outside of that, it's a good stand, and I would certainly buy it again if I needed something like this. If you like this video, please feel free to check out some of my other videos. I'm tearing down a 1991 Dodge Stealth and recording the process along the way. Hopefully you might get some information out of it. See ya.